All right, this is the final video for multi-view sketching classwork. So for this one, I'm going to go over problem 4, and problem 4 and problem 5 are very similar. So for this one, if you can do this on paper and print it out, I would suggest doing so. It might make it a little bit easier for you. If you can't, then you can use Google Draw. So what you're going to do is copy this image, go to Insert, Drawing, New, and paste it in. Apparently you have to click inside of this area to paste it. So what we're going to do is draw this shape on this paper. So the first thing I like to do is start off with this corner, because that kind of gives me an idea of where everything's going to be. So where I'm going to put that in is right here. So I'm just going to put a little X just so you can see what I'm talking about. You don't need to put the X on yours. That's just so I can have it pointed out to you guys. So the reason why I don't want to put it directly on the bottom of the page is because then I'm working into the border. You always want to have your drawing away from the border. I like to do 1/2 inch, and if you're just doing it on this graph paper, we're just going to pretend that's 2 boxes. That's kind of how far away I like to stay from the edge. So this corner is the corner again that I like to start with, just so that I have an idea of where everything should be placed. So let me just delete that X. All right, so looking at this, we're going to go up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so starting from where I had that X earlier, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and I'm going to maybe make this, yeah. So for the weight that I did for mine, you don't have to use the same one. You can use like 3, but I'm using 2 point. And if you're doing this on pencil, just make sure your lines show up. Okay, so now we're going to go in this direction. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully I counted right. Okay, so now we're going to go over 2. And we can go up 2. And now we just need to finish the L. Oh. And again, if you do make a mistake, you can use the arrow tool and then just kind of like scooch it a little bit to where it needs to be. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, close. Okay, much better. All right. So what we can do next is draw, let's do the top. So if I'm looking at this, I can use my line tool, and I'm going to draw construction lines going up. So these I'm not being super accurate with. I'm just drawing them all the way. And I'm going to change these to red and make it the smallest. So then I remember that they are construction lines. All right. So those are my lines going up. And now I need to place a line for the edge of my object. And I'm going to do this 4 blocks up. All right, and again, I want my line to be thicker than the construction lines. And then I can see the thickness of this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that means I'm going to go up. Am I drawing a line? Yes, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we can see that this part is eventually going to be a rectangle, so we can kind of see that we have a rectangle shape here, another larger rectangle, so I can finish off the rectangle. and then I can see I have two portions of it. So this would go in 2 units, which is the same as this top portion of our L shape. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is add in my construction lines going out this way, because I want my object to be lined up nicely. So I'm just going to bring it to the edge of my paper. Oh, again, I want it red, and the thinner line. Bringing my line out again. It's a little shifted down, but it's okay. All right, bottom edge. So I can see that my part is going to be all the way as tall as between these two lines, so I can draw that one in. Again, I'm going to have it be 4 away. Oh, and now my line is still red, so I need it to be black and twice as thick. All right. So looking at our object here, we can see that from before we knew it was 5 units across. We could do 5 units again. All right. I could do 5 units. And then I'm going to connect the two. All right, and we can see that we have 2 sections here, and this is going to be 2 units up, 2 units up. All right, so that is our object. And another thing that I'm going to put in just to kind of give you guys an idea of the construction lines from before. Is it just like not happy with me? Oh, now it's working. Okay, so in the lesson, I went over the 45-degree line that can be placed in. And then you can see that everything connects. Let me just make sure this is actually 45 degrees. There we go. Okay, so we can see that this line comes out to here. And I am going to move this one box over. I misjudged where I was putting it. All right, now we can go down. Okay, and if I do the opposite with this one, all right, so you can see how in the lesson I was talking about how you have your lines going from the top, coming out for depth and going down. See how they line up nicely? So your drawing, when you're done, you want to have it all line up. So your height for your front view and your height for your right side are lined up. Your width for your front view and your width for your top view are lined up, and your depth for your top view, and then we can go like this. And then we have our depth for our right side. So this part is going to take a little bit of practice. I'm expecting most of you right now to kind of just draw your lines going up and then count, and then draw your lines going over and then just count, kind of like what I did in the video. But I just wanted to quickly show you at the end that what I was talking about in the lesson does line up nicely. All right, so good luck, everybody.